The following program is copyrighted 2005 by Baker Communications Incorporated and may not be copied, distributed, or rebroadcast without express permission from Baker Communications. Now, do you see why you always close more deals by asking instead of telling? Too many inexperienced and ineffective sales reps have a bad habit of simply serving as a walking brochure. They work really hard to learn all the features and advantages of their products, and they spend all their time telling the customer how great these features and advantages are. But until you know what benefits the customer is looking for, you have no idea whether he has a need for what you are selling. How can you find out? Learn to ask a lot of great questions, then shut up and pay attention. Let's be clear here. Your most important job as a sales rep isn't pushing your product. It is gaining a thorough understanding of the needs and goals of your customer so that you can discover what he wants to buy. Once you know what it is that he needs, your chances of offering him something that he wants goes way up. The longer you continue asking and listening, the greater the chance of you discovering his true needs and wants, those things that form his motivation for buying. The idea of asking questions and discovering needs is what sets consultative selling apart from any other sales method. In consultative sales, we use two distinct types of questions. They have different functions and are used at various times to accomplish different purposes. The first type of question is referred to as an open-ended question. Because of its open nature, the structure of this question invites the customer to speak freely and share his feelings, insights, or opinions on a variety of subjects without limiting him in any way. Open-ended questions usually start with words like who, where, what, when, how, why, or maybe simply, tell me about, or could you explain? Use open-ended questions when you want to find out more about the customer's needs, problems, concerns, or experiences. Asking open-ended questions is a very important tool to be used early in the conversation when the customer is more likely to express opinions and talk freely. A sales rep who is skilled and practiced at asking open questions can obtain a great deal of very important information. Here are some examples of open questions. What happened when you switched to the new operating system? Where are you experiencing the most significant problems in your shipping process? Why do you believe rethinking your marketing plan is important to do right now? Would you mind telling me what it is that is causing you the most frustration right now? How could I or my company help you the most today? One other important thing that open-ended questions accomplish is the building of trust by establishing rapport between you and the customer. Most people like to talk about themselves and their situation. Open-ended questions give them permission to do just that. All you have to do is sit quietly and pay attention. Don't interrupt, distract, or correct. Just be quiet and soak it all in. While you're patiently gathering insights that will guide you during the next leg of conversation, the customer is cheerfully chattering on, convinced that you're the most intelligent, sympathetic person he's ever met. Maybe you are all that, but to the degree that you know when to ask open-ended questions and then to shut up and listen, you are also on your way to being a very successful sales rep. Open-ended questions can also be used at any point during the conversation when the customer expresses doubt, resistance, or apathy. For example, customer says, "I just don't think your shipping cartons are strong enough to protect our components." You say, "Can you tell me a little more about what concerns you? What qualities you're looking for in a shipping container?" Or, "How do you usually go about determining the strength of your shipping materials?" Once you receive his answer, you can use this information to construct a solution that involves your product. Open-ended questions can uncover needs, gather information, clarify, focus attention, stimulate reflective thinking, obtain feedback, determine resistance, determine readiness, direct sale toward closing. As you're carefully listening to the customer's answer to the question you have asked, you should also be asking yourself a few questions. Why is this information important to me? What is he telling me about his needs and wants? How am I going to tie this information back into a solution that can really help him? You must apply the information you're receiving from the customer directly to some aspect of the sales process in a way that will help you find a way to help him. Pay attention and connect the dots. The second type of question is the closed question, so called because it tends to close off conversation by eliciting a short, clear, direct answer, sometimes as simple as yes or no. Some examples of closed questions are: do you have any problems with the way we bill? Who is the purchasing agent for this department? When do you prefer to receive deliveries? Was the driver on time? One important note about asking questions: be sure to address the customer by name whenever possible and smile. It really does help to build rapport. Closed questions are useful when you need to receive quick, basic facts from the customer about some aspect of his situation. They can also help get the conversation moving when the customer appears reluctant to respond to open questions, or when he replies with only vague, confused answers. For instance, if your open-ended questions about the customer's general problems or product needs don't provide any insights that you can use to build bridges back to your products, you might try asking closed questions to prime the pump. Is your present supplier giving you the technical support you need to keep things running smoothly at all times? Is on-time delivery ever a problem for you? Is the material you're using now meeting all your processing needs? Okay, hopefully your closed question received an answer. This then opens the door for asking another round of open-ended questions, such as, "Oh, I see. Well, can you explain a little more about where your experience with tech support has not been adequate, so I can understand what would help you the most?" Now you're off to the races, or at least moving in the right direction.